What's up everyone, Tom the Dilettante here. Hope everyone's doing well, and welcome to another episode of 2 Minute Thursday. Today I'm going to cover a few things about comms. Specifically, I got a question about how do I install my antenna and route the wiring for my ham radio, and also what are some of the overlanding comms gear that I can't do without. So let's get 2 minutes on the clock and get started. First, my mobile ham radio. I run a Yaesu FTM 400 XDR mounted to a RAM mount on my dash. The head unit is sitting here facing me for easy controls, and the base unit is under my seat. It's connected to a Diamond NR770 HAB dual band antenna for 2 meter and 70 centimeters, which is in turn mounted to the vehicle using a Diamond K400S mount. The antenna's wiring comes into the back panel of the hatch where I cut out a little notch to feed it in. From there it runs down the hatch, pokes back out around this little boot, and goes up into the headliner, where I run it all along the headliner up to the B-pillar, where the B-pillar comes back down under the seat and to the radio. I chose to run it along the headliner so I can keep it away from other wires and reduce my RF interference. The antenna wire pops out of the base of the B-pillar, where it goes under my seat and connects to the Yaesu's base unit. From the base unit, I also have an external speaker that I've got wired going up through the center console and then tucked up underneath the dash. Power from my base unit runs up through this kick plate, up to the front, and then out to a grommet to the battery. I love having the dual band ham radio along with me on long road trips. Not only does it allow me to listen to local repeaters in different states and cities as I'm traveling, you can also tune one of your VFOs into the national simplex, in my case 146.52 on 2 meters, and you'd be surprised at how many people you can actually connect with short-term on the road. When the ham band is dead, another recent and great addition to my overland comms gear is this weBoost cell booster. I picked this thing up from my recent trip to South Central Utah, and I'll be honest with you, it did a fantastic job. The antenna I have simply routed through the weather stripping, where it comes down along my door sill's weather stripping, pokes back out under the rear seat, and then travels to the main control unit here behind the center console. The internal antenna I left hanging relatively loose. For now it sits in a little strap next to my passenger seat for good signal while I'm driving, but when I need to I can disconnect it and move it somewhere outside the car so I can use my cell phone, maybe even as a personal hotspot. This device worked remarkably well for me. Not only was it able to boost any one bar up to maximum bars wherever I was, it enabled me to do things like video conferencing with a personal hotspot in the middle of the desert. The last piece of comms gear that I always roll with in overland trips is this Garmin inReach Explorer. Aside from being a great backup device for navigation or for something to tack onto me while I'm going hiking so I don't get lost, it's got SOS capabilities to help in case of an emergency. It also allows me to beacon my location on 10-minute intervals, and it transmits that information to a website where people like my wife can track my progress and make sure I'm still alive. Well, that's it for this 2 Minute Thursday. I hope you found it interesting. If you've got any questions or comments about what you saw today, please leave them in the comments below. Until the next time, have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend, and I'll catch you next week. Take care.